Please give me a feather. For the love of God. Oh, thank God. Hey ho, it is yet another THC Tuesday. A little overdue here this week, folks. And an apology, I cropped my screen incorrectly. So you can see the leaderboard is a bit cropped, but you can see most of the stuff here. So big group this week. We had about 60 folks, record group. Really good to see with some massive heavy hitters, including none other than Dr. Fraser Crain himself, Jonathan Crain, Dr. Niles Crain. Niles! Big group. We're separated again into two groups this week, A and B. Here we see the A group going for it at the 10-minute mark. Already seeing things starting to string out in the group there. And the B group's going to be going at 12.5 minutes. So pretty hot pace out of the gates here. Yeah. Oh, there's a cat meowing. Hi, Kramer. Oh my God. So this week we do have Wilson submitting some footage, who, and I believe he was also using steering mode this week, which was interesting. Yet again, using his elitist laptop, but you know what? I'm beginning to come to terms with this laptop because it produces some damn fine footage. So let's just do a little course overview here. We did see the group kind of going through the sprint there after the hill. There's a little roller here where some action can happen, and then it flattens out. Moving into the descent here, you can see we've developed a pretty solid group here, 15 or so riders. Definitely a strong group. There are some real heavy hitters here. Tristan, for example, your usual suspects, your Warners, your Trans. There is Dr. Niles Crain himself. Fraser Crain put in a big honk here. We had a few folks, including Megan Rathwell, Tristan, and Tyrell Museum, I believe, kind of making a little tiny break there. This section coming out of the tunnel, a bit of a pitch. So you can see Tristan putting the gas on a little bit here. So just to give a sense about where sort of the caution points are on this course. I believe this course is called the Beach Island course, Beach Island Loop. Really great course. Look at that beautiful view of the group. Wow. So into lap one, cat is still meowing. Little bit of a false flat coming out of the finish line and onto the hill on lap two. So myself, I'm really trying to kind of keep to the front of the group because I know this pace is going to be hot. We can already see the gap sort of forming here from a few kind of usual suspects. Trying to keep at the top there, use my aero boost, Megan Rathwell, C. Eriks, and a handful of others, just really putting on the pace. You can just see in the map there how much it really is stringing out. It's a tough climb, that dirt climb. Largely because, yes, it's a climb. It's a bit longer than the climb we see at TikTok, and it is gravel, so it is a little, there's more resistance and less drafting effect. I think at this point, this is lap two. We've dropped a couple of folks, but not too many. That damn cat. Into the dirt again here, and nothing wild happening here. I make an error here. Notice how I'm letting this kind of gap open up here. My thinking is, hey, there's Kubi. Good to have you out, Kubi. T-Rod, of course. My thinking here is let somebody come around and do some work, and they do, but then I have to put a big honk in. So definitely a match that I burnt here. Cat is furious that I'm doing this voiceover. There's Wilson Tran putting some sauce on there, some power sauce to get us back into the lead group. Again, Nick Rowe, welcome. Nick Rowe this week is here. Martin Nutley in there as well. Lots of heavy hitters, really strong looking group, and this definitely is a more selective route than TikTok. Lap 3, looking at the climb. Kevin Festini, of course. But midway through the climb, Niles Crain. Niles! A big honk here. I can't see his watts, unfortunately. And his teammate, Zach, I forget his teammate's last name, but Zach really does prove to be an undroppable rider. Really hot pace out of the climb here. Heart rate's getting a little spicy there for myself. Again, you can see maybe like one or two riders kind of dropping off the back. I think this is lap 3. Thankfully, I'm still hanging in. So about halfway through the A race here, but let's actually pause. Kevin Armstrong, there you are. Welcome from Nelson, BC, I think. Move it into some more dirt here, but let's take a pause in the A group, and we're actually going to take a look at how things are faring with the B group. Okay, let's go back in time about 20 kilometers to the beginning of the B race with Donovan Polite. Sorry, Donovan. I don't know how to say your last name. He submitted some footage this week. Looks really good. So the B group, very strong, steady-looking group here, and it's really interesting to watch where the B group surges and attacks. So we saw back there a bit of a gap, and we're going to see another one form right here on the ramp moving out of the volcano. So we can see a gap is forming on the kind of like descent after the volcano, and a big gap opens up. Interestingly, nobody attacked here in the A group, but the B group, this is an aggressive zone. So we see Donovan really chasing here, and who other than Brian Ebert comes around, putting in huge watts to tow Donovan and a handful of others back up. So big effort there by Donovan and Brian to get back onto that main group. Michael Urbanski is in there. What's curious is we don't see it really breaking up as much here on the climb. We did see one rider coming off the back there into the rolling section out of the climb. And again, we're seeing a lot of punchiness out of that head group. And it's awesome to see such aggressive riding in these kind of different areas of the course. So again, they've gone over the finish line here, and there is that false flat out of it. And again, more efforts coming off there. Michael Urbanski and a few others off the front putting in more of an effort. But again, they do regroup again. So I love this kind of racing where there's just big surges and then it regroups. It's just always a bit of a blast to see what sticks. So into the climb again here. The group is pretty much together. There's somebody up the road, but I don't know if they're in the same group. And we do see a couple of folks coming off the front here. So Donovan just keeping steady, coming out of the climb into the cobbles where there's that added resistance. Somebody just glitched out and steered elsewhere. And you can see a couple of riders have come off the back, and there is two riders up the road. Again, Brian and Donovan just putting in big watts to tow that group back up. A Leper of Gastown is back there as well, so really solid kind of chase group here. And again, into this rolling section after the climb, they managed to get back on. And this is an incredible place to chase and get back on this rolling section afterwards. And they do just that. They get back on into maybe lap 4 here. And again, another effort away from the finish line. Donovan putting in the gas there. Looks like Brian has dropped out at this point, and a few other riders have dropped back, including Urbanski. Godspeed, Urbanski. For a little while there, Donovan's alone, but it looks like Leopard does either get dropped or that other rider just exits the race completely. And Donovan and that other rider is Connor, I believe. Connor of Play Athletics. Nice work, Connor. You're puts in a huge gap in the group. And then we just have Donovan and Leper here for kind of the remainder. So into the final 1.5 kilometers, Donovan puts in a pretty big honk there, I think to try to drop Leper, but also trying to get the very strong Hugo Pollock, who is just about 16 seconds ahead. They can probably see him here or there. They're not going to catch him, so we have a nice little cat and mouse scenario here going into the sprint. 400 meters to go. We have Donovan on the front, and he does jump 300 meters. He's hitting well over 500 watts, big power, nice sprinting cadence, heart rate getting up there, but damn it. Leper with a nicely played aero boost there, showing lots of orange watts, and he does manage to get away, but fantastic effort from Donovan. Looking at the footage, I got to give dear sweet Leper here, my friend, a bit of flack. Donovan was definitely working lots, so I think Donovan got the better workout tonight, but really nice riding by both of you, and it's just great to see a solid kind of like race and culture sort of like developing in that B group. So awesome stuff, B group. Good to see. Back into the A group. This is the second to last hill, and oh my gosh, we can see a whole lot of honks happening here, and dear sweet thrill me, I am falling back. I am really hurting here. Heart rate's getting spicy. Jeffrey Warner says I bent my Wookiee. Absolutely. And I am off the back. We can see the glittering spectrum of Tron wheels ahead that I am desperately trying to get back onto. But oh my God, thank God. Nick Rowe, another rider, and none other than Martin Utley, big strong group, tows me back to the group. Thank goodness. Yeah, but this was a big honk for sure. Well into the 400s for a couple of minutes, that's a lot of watts for Thrill here, for old Thrill. Well, poor old Gil. Anyway, so we're back into the sea cave under the sea. There'll be no accusations. Into that final pitch, it's fine. Everybody's together. There were some pretty big efforts from a few folks here, like Kevin Festini and Tristan, I believe. But into the last climb, looking at Wilson's footage, which is looking a little choppier than usual. But this, again, is a big honk. So you can see the group splitting out there. You can see some folks off the back, which unfortunately includes me. So I, again, am off the back here. I'm just struggling repeatedly to kind of hang on to the sort of like steady 1 minute, really hard honks. But C. Eric's, local rider C. Eric's, comes back for me, or doesn't come back, but just comes around and pulls me back. And thank God I've got this guy's wheel because he does tow us back up. He's putting in a big honk there. And again, we do manage to get back on. So I am just surviving by like the skin of my teeth through this entire ride, largely in thanks to some really strong riders, stronger riders than I. Big, huge shout out to Martin Utley here. He actually came off on the gravel climb, but by sheer force of will or who God knows what, he puts in this massive attack during that rolling section after the climb to get back on. So not surprising because Martin's one of the strongest riders I know, but huge effort. Looking at the group there, solid looking group going into the Cosmic Ballet Tunnel here. We're on the final pitch, and this is sort of the last zone where I'm like, if I can stay on here, I'll probably be okay to just have like a mid-pack lead finish. So I'm happy, but let's see what happens with the real heavy hitters here and the people that actually deserve to be here. So moving into 900 meters from the line. Somebody feathers here, and who is it? A human named Kevin, the monorail himself. Monorail just blasts it in a similar way that we saw him do weeks before. And he passes this false finish line here. I don't know what the fuck's with that, Zwift. But Festini just goes for it. We put in a bit of a chase, but he's gone. 300 meters to go. He is gone. And then we see power-ups just lighten up here. 200 meters to go. I'm not really a contender here. I am just happy to finish. We're seeing some really strong talent just going for it there. Niles Crain is up there. Tristan Warner, a bunch of others. Zach, the undroppable Zach, T-Rod. They're all going over the line. Let's take a look at Wilson's footage here, and then we're going to slow it down. It just gives us a better idea about what was happening at the front of the group. So let's take a look at the finish here. We got a bunch of folks here. It's a little hard to tell, but Jeff Warner, T-Rod, Tristan Trinove, Kevin Armstrong, Wilson Tran, Kyle Herder, Zach Rader, C. Eriks, Martin Nutley, myself. I'm back, and what I can see is it looks like, this is really choppy, sorry, but from what I've seen, Jonathan Crain, Niles Crain himself, is behind Festini, so we see him ahead there. It's a little hard to see. Wilson coming around with Nick Rowe around Warner. What I'm seeing is Jonathan across the line in second, Tristan Trinove in third, then Nick Rowe in fourth, Wilson Tran, Jeff Warner after, Zach Rader after, and then a handful of others. So, you know, it's so hard to tell with this silly meetup stuff, but that's my best guess. Please let me know in the comments below if you think I'm way off in that or not. But that is a wrap for the THC ride for January 20th. Again, sorry about the delay in getting this one made. I've been busy, but who cares? This was an incredible turnout, and for me, I think this was one of the hardest races we've done yet, so I was pretty stoked to finish with this group. Looking at the sprint again here, just a lot of strength hanging around. So huge thanks to everybody who showed up. Big thanks to Jonathan Crain for showing up. Check out his YouTube channel. Just look up Jonathan Crain Zillet. Him and I are going to be doing a full kind of commentary on this race. Expect that to come in the next week or so. But yeah, massive kudos to Festini for again winning a THC Tuesday on a solo move. Big kudos to Donovan Pollitt and A-Leper and everybody else in the B group for just like really punchy, aggressive racing. It's great to see. If you want to have your video featured in a THC Tuesday, DM me. We have a ride tonight. It is Wednesday at 5:45 PST, and every week Wednesday 5:45 PST. So if you want in, find me on Instagram, Thrillhouse Cycling. DM me for an ad, all that stuff. Thanks so much, folks. These are awesome to put on. Solid racing all around, and well, that's pretty much it. See ya.